What's up, friends, and welcome to the highlights for round 5 of Stobbie's Super Happy Fun Time League. So round 5 was a cracking one. We had some really close games. Punks losing out to the Amazons was a crucial game. At the top of the table, towards the bottom of the table, Proto Molecule taking down CX Smashers 3-2. Another close one. The Orcs keep winning. The EU rules had to take a bye. They couldn't make their game. Brain Damages keep winning. And I drew 0-0 against the Chaos Dwarfs. Some really interesting matches, so let's get right into it. The first game of round 5 was the Gutter Punks, played by Lloggiczz, against Frenzied for Stops, played for Memoir's Cat, aka Virtual Viking, I believe. 3-2 to the Amazons. That's in my opinion, that's an upset. I thought Lloggiczz was the clear favorite, so there must have been some real bashing going on. And I see 25 armor breaks, 4 passes, 3 touchdowns. Only 7 armor breaks for the Rats. So I'm imagining that the Rat Ogre must have been kept out of the game quite a lot. 1 deaths. Hate to see that. Block succeeded, heavily favoring the Amazons, but that kind of makes sense considering all the block and dodge they have. Look at all the SPP. Holy crap. 9, 11, 14, 18, 23, 26. I think that's a record for this league so far. 11, 12, and 15 for the Gutter Punks. Not bad, though. So how are the dice rolls? 41 ones for the Gutter Punks. Surely that's both teams. Look, what the fuck? Look at that! It's more than double in favor of the Amazons. Holy crap. Old 54. That's not right somehow.
She took everything in the divorce.
Anyway, interesting. Let's see how this game plays out. Right, so we join the action on turn 2 of Meow or Memo's Cat or whatever the hell he calls himself these days. The Amazon team. I noticed already that there's an injured rat, which must have been that blitzer. What the hell kind of a pass is that? Like a cartwheel? Fuck. That's a very nice move. Oh, but it fails. Reroll it. I love seeing that. The pick up into throw or handoff, then the run up into another handoff for a throw. I mean, look at that. Impressive stuff. Right, so we're in turn 5 now. And Frenzied for Stops have faffed around on the end zone line, trying to delay for quite a while. God, that blitzer is scary. She's the highest SPP earned piece in the tournament. Look at that, he even knocked out the damn Rat Ogre. To everyone watching, that is your target right there. First person to injure or kill Zandoli the Huntress gets some extra internet points. Solid touchdown though, well played. Okay, we rejoin the action. Turn 6. Gutter Punks have streamed forward. Doesn't get the ball off that gutter, I know. This looks really good for Lloggiczz. I mean, there are defenders though. They got so many skills. And I'm also noticing there isn't any tackle on any of the rats. You got the prehensile tail on the Rat Ogre, but he got knocked out again. But I can imagine what must have happened is every single turn is this bullshit blitzer that the Amazons have. We're just blitzing the Rat Ogre every turn. Yes, good. If I sound biased, that's because I am. I've already, got my ass kicked by the Amazons, so. And I've played a lot of Skaven, I know how hard it can be. Dodge, good skill. The dodges, though, with the gutter runners are comically easy.
That speed, it will be difficult to catch.
Tail, Jim. On your
Good blitz. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's very nicely done. He's just got to make one dodge. Easy as you like. Nice. Good jobs. These are clearly two teams who are going to go very far in the tournament. It's going to be so hard to deal with these two guys. Right, so we rejoin the action on turn 10. This is the second half. Lloggicz's turn with the rats. There's been some preliminary bashing, even stripping the ball off of the ball thrower. But now, here, this is what's known as Skaven bullshit TM. This is when it's so great to have these gutter runners. Look at that fucking movement. Yoink.
These Skavens are just too fast.
Like, the only person who can touch him here is this ingame spear wielder. He's only got 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go for it. Go for it. He's already out of range. Unbelievable.
Start my own routine. You only need a million.
That's a bit of luck not having the armor break there. Rolled 1s on the piling on. Is he looking to foul? No, he's looking to address the ball carrier. So I'd imagine at this point, Cat is thinking, well, I've at least got to put people back here to force him to score. So then he can get a chance to maybe score back. Okay, nice. Look at that. That's 5 rats off the field now. Wow. These fucking gutter runners are unreal. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 going for it. Just completely untouchable.
so fast as you fired your agent.
It's a bit of unluck there. And as expected, he just blitzing with his crazy high-level blitzer every turn. It's going to be just interesting to see as the tournament and the league phase continues, where like for Ket, all of his SPP or most of it is sitting on one player. And his best way of getting SPP is that one player. So eventually he's going to be at a point where at a crucial part in a match, like in an elimination or a tournament match, he could find that if you're able to get her off the field, then that hugely nerfs the Amazons. Like without Zandali the Huntress, he doesn't have a whole lot of skills. Okay, so we can assume that there's a couple more blocks thrown, and then who's that? Dead Kennedys just runs it in. Yep, fair enough. So turn 12. Amazon's attacking. First thing to notice is that none of the rats woke up. That is so unlucky. Now he's playing at a huge, and an injury and a foul got made as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's playing at a 5 rat, a 3 rat disadvantage. Wow. Rolled a 1, but the dodge then worked for him. Strip ball, such a good skill.
A good skill. I wish you would. It smells like old cheese.
Look at these gutter runners, they're exceptional. Dodge. What does he do with it? Madness. Go for it. I suppose, yeah, he would have to try to dodge away. Dodge away and try to build a cage. And it makes a lot of sense that he's building the cage from that side, because that's the big threat there. He's obviously left open to being blitzed here, but these line women are much less of a threat than the blodge multi-blow piling on blitzer. I'll back up the Amazons again. It would make my tournament if I can kill that chick.
Pressure on them.
Job.
This could be a sack. I love it.
Oh, unlucky. Rolling a 1 on the old go for it.
Let's crush the ball. It's a good move.
Still a pretty nasty situation here for the rats.
Round street.
Well, that's one.
Okay, that's opened up there for the gutter owner to get away with all of these fucking dodges. Good lord. He's unassisted though. Oh, killed on a tackle. And there's no APO. Oh, and that's a storm vermin killed. Look at the state of that injury box. Yep, that's what's going to happen when you play with the line rats. The Skaven sometimes.
Woo, you know you did.
Although Viking, it's great to see you doing so well, considering the amount of moaning you were doing at the beginning of the tournament after your first game. We're fucking bullshit. The Amazons can't do anything. They're all so useless. They're all fucking hopeless. Doing really well now. This is a scary, scary team, these Amazons. And the 7 AV doesn't matter so much when everybody has blodge pretty much. That being said, you did get cleared by the dwarves, I think. But then again, if any team is gonna, annihilate the Amazons, it'll be a dwarf team.
This formation gives them
Looking at the amount of turns left and knowing the result that we got. Oh god, unlucky. And what the fuck? Another injury. We know it finishes 3-2, so there must have been a one-turn touchdown then. That throwing animation is so idiotic. Throwing a block there. Turned out to be fine. But I'm always so nervous at throwing dice before rolling the ball in. Any kind of dice, no matter how safe it seems. It always seems to go wrong for me. Nicely done though, Virtual Viking, or Mwemwa's Cat, or whatever the fuck you call yourself. Okay, one more touchdown we got to see. Okay, nice. 3 of the rats got up. We'll just see how the last touchdown goes down. Why don't we just let it keep playing out? I mean, there's only, what, 2 turns left? There must have been a riot or something that gave him the extra turn, because I don't think you can one-turn score with the Amazons. No, there wasn't the... Something's not working there. Is the ball on that player? Where's the ball? Oh, so that's what happened. There was a blitz. That's what happened. Okay. The Amazons got to blitz. That's probably what gave them the game. Good lord, that is so unlucky for Lloggiczz to have them get the blitz event. Fan factor is not even in their favor. It's even. No, failed to catch it on the gutter runner. That's pretty low probability. You'd think with all that edgy, he would have been able to pick it up. So this is not easy to score from here, not at all. Good chick. Horrible.
I think there was a Blood Bowl player under this other.
What's his plan here? Just push away, pick ball up. Nice pow. Oh, another injury. A death and 3 injuries. And that's missed next game as well. Unlucky. Okay, very nice. Move the catcher away into the end zone. And now he's got an uncontested pick up and throw. Without any rerolls though, this could have so easily have gone wrong. Still very nicely done. Very, very nice. Well played, boys. Hell of a game. 5 touchdowns. Hell of a game. Well done. Right, so game 2 was Griff's The Brain Damages versus Mardon's Sotek's Fangs. I wasn't expecting an even matchup because of the amount of skills advantage that the Necromantic have. All the block, all the claw, all the frenzy, all the dodge, all the block. And if you look at the armor breaks, it was actually surprisingly even in that respect. But when you look here, 3 KOs, 4 injuries to only 2 and 1. Rough. Very, very rough. And as you might expect, the SPP heavily favoring the brain damages. 12, 15, 17, 19 to only 7. That is what's going to happen with the Lizards though. They're not going to be passing the ball around. So they're not going to be completing passes. Dice rolls for the brain damages. All looks pretty reasonable. That looks pretty even as well. Block dice for Sotek's Fangs. That's a lot of attacker downs. Whoa, look at that. More than double the amount of attacker downs for the Lizards. Oh, Jesus. That's rough. Powers for the Lizards, 20. Powers, the identical amount of powers. Just the difference in the attacker downs. Oof. Ball possession, 0%. That's very lizardy. Okay, let's get into it. Played when I've been field cleared or like squad wiped, whatever. It's always with orcs. The 9 armor value is a lie on orcs. Anyway, let's stop bitching about our own shitty games and get to the commentary.
Look at this one. So, what are we looking for? What?
So you're not watching the game yet?
I'm just trying to find it.
Cabalvision, Stobbie's League.
Yeah, which one? There's 2 live.
We want Brain Damages versus Sotek's Fangs. So Brain Damages is Griff, who's one of the better players. He's Necromantic. Fuck Necromantic, I hate them. In my own Blood Bowl games, 4 out of my last 6 games have been against Necromantic, so I'm sick to the gills of playing against this fucking team. I'm getting werewolf nightmares.
I don't think I faced Necromantic.
Oh, and the first block of the game is an injury on one of the Sauruses. Groin strain, missed next game. Oh. That, oh god, that's gonna set the tone. I would imagine. Yeah, Viking, feel free to jump in if you want to commentate as well. You can do a 3-way commentary. Oh, Griff had to burn his only reroll though on his second block there with the flesh golem. So this should be a pretty interesting game. I mean, well, it's always going to be tight. Griff, I think, has more skills on the field. He's got a couple of guys with block. He's got a terrifying level 3 werewolf. which has block, dodge, claw, frenzy. Jesus.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And he's just knocked out one of the skinks. Crucial mistake there by...
That's really down 2 players. This is horrible. I would hate to be Mardon on this.
He hasn't even had his turn yet and he's down 2 players.
There's nothing, especially with no subs. You can't even say like, oh well, you know, maybe you get to.
But the thing is that, like, you don't want to be too critical. But the thing is, what I've got into the habit now is, and I'm playing a weak team or teams that have low AV guys. I would, when I'm setting up the defense, I'll see how far his wolves can run, and then I'll put my skinks all the way back.
Yeah, it's a good plan. The problem with werewolves though is they got with 8 MA, you know,
Yeah,
they're gonna get you.
But the thing
What
is,
are you gonna do for your skinks on your touchdown line?
well, the thing is, I at least want to force him to roll GFIs to be able to hit my skinks.
Exactly. I mean, that's also a good plan. I had that where I forced the guy to roll 2 GFIs and that ultimately I think is what we wanted to do. Because it's the difference between burning reroll and that or on a block.
And speaking of burning rerolls, I mean, I've been bitching about this endlessly, but I'm going to continue to complain about it. And like, I've never really played Chaos before, and this tournament has been an education with the Chaos and how shit they are. And just having no skills whatsoever is fucking miserable. I have to spend all my rerolls just on rerolling blocks.
I think this league is a bit funny. I don't know. I haven't played a lot in leagues, so I don't know whether the makeup is quite typical. But there's a lot of teams in our league that just all have block or, you know, or dodge.
Stop Viking.
Man, holy shit.
Yeah, like, so before they even get to have their turn, they have a Saurus injured and a knocked out skink. And then there's 2 werewolves running around the back lines just kicking the bejesus out of the skinks. So this is worst case scenario.
That said,
Oh, there we go. Just had to roll a both down. But it injures the skink, obviously. Oh my god.
horrible.
So
I will say that at least Mardon has rerolls in the situation. Griff burned his first time,
yeah.
and
So
it could just be a situation where the Necros have like a couple of turnovers and the game swings.
indeed.
I mean,
So
if they only roll like 2 dice or 2 dice and get 2 skulls or just like 1 skull, he's done for the turn.
oh, and then he rolls double skulls as his first fucking. Okay, so lads, Big Lanky in chat asks, as a new player, any advice on joining leagues? So, Big Lanky, I'm gonna assume you're already playing in the Cabalvision official league, just the open ladder. Just that's where you should be playing most of your games, I think, because it's a bitch of a learning curve, but that's the best way to learn. Is just by getting your head kicked in every game. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I think when I played Blood Bowl, it was easy to play the campaign. Campaign is easy mode, AI is stupid.
Yeah.
You play against some good players, you learn mistakes, and you'll kick yourself for those mistakes because you won't make them again. Even just in this league, it's the first time I'm playing.
And try to not do what I do. Try to be a fast learner. So it's taken me God knows how many games to figure out that when I'm defending, I have to stop surrounding the cage. I've got to stack everybody on one side, because what keeps happening is I'll surround the cage because it looks good and looks scary, but then he just busts straight through my lines and runs past me, and then all my lads are on the other side of the cage and I can't stop the ball carrier.
If you play against humans as well, you get a real sense of like when it's okay to do YOLO plays and when it's not. Like when are you on turn 7 and the ball is like stuck near the end of your own half, and if you made a real run for it, could you get it? That's okay.
Yeah.
The AI, like, realistically, once you get good, you can farm the AI for a touchdown 3 times or something.
Yeah. I also think, like, as far as general advice for a new player, I would say be mindful of the turn clock and the movement abilities of your scoring guys. Like, for example, if you're playing Skaven and you've got gutter runners, they can move, 9+2. So even if they're anywhere near midway, the half of the enemy's pitch, and even if they're lying on their asses, they can still get up and be able to get into the scoring end zone.
The other thing, actually, you mentioning what you said about the +2, going for it, knowing when to go for it. When you doing that risk of going for it, even with your ball guy, will make the opponent have to go for it on 3 people just to get a good block. That can be the difference between winning or losing a game, I think.
Yeah, and I think also one of the first things you need to pick up as a new player is learning to rank order all of the various actions and being able to understand, like, let's say you have 10 actions available to you on any given turn. You have to be able to figure out which is the least risky and order all of them, and then do them all in order of least risk. But anyway, back to the game. God, that is super fucking
That is
unlucky.
horrible. And it's really unlucky. I mean, frenzying into a 2 red dice, like, and still
Oh
losing
my
your guy.
god, poor Mardon.
I'm not gonna lie, this one.
This is brutal. This is fucking brutal. So in 3 turns, the Necromantic have injured a Saurus, injured a skink, knocked out a skink, and knocked out a Croxygore.
And yeah, nothing. What are we looking at? And someone's going up against my big guy with a 1 die.
Well, hang on, did he get killed or just injured?
Well, they're killed and then active. But
Yeah, it's
like,
active.
this was the first and second round, so I had to fight him
yeah.
as well without my big guy. And if you may remember, my big guy's got my guard and block on him. He's like, he's a monster. So I honestly, at the moment that happened, I was like, he's going to score. But fortunately, he was on my goal.
So I've always loved the big guys, but like my last game with the human team, that ogre, appropriately named Stobbie, has been the biggest liability I've ever fucking encountered. I think that there was between turns 5 and 9, he boneheaded in a row.
Yeah,
It was 5, 6, 7, 8. It was five turns in a row. He just stood there, and 2 of them were blitzers.
that way.
Oh. God, it's frustrating. So I think with my human team, as soon as I have 2 players with guard, I'm going to fire the big guy. God, this is so hard for modern.
I once played with my Chaos big guy having tentacles. And it felt great having that guy wade into the elves and be like, not today, lads, not today.
Yeah.
And any skink that does do skink bullshit, you could always just keep 1 werewolf back because they're also
All got the same movement. Fucking
The match
werewolves.
between werewolves and skinks just really shows what it's like. The werewolves have, well, not the claw matters.
Did the werewolves have 1 movement allowance too much? I mean, would 7-3-3-8 be a more fair stat line? I mean,
Could be. I wouldn't be averse to seeing werewolf maybe with 7 AV as well. Seems ridiculous that they're so tough and so fast.
but I mean, look at the werewolf is a 22 stat point piece, whereas the skink is a 20, the Saurus is a 20, the Croxygore is a 21. I mean, fucking hell.
And I mean, that's just amplified more by the one that's got Lloggiczz, right? That guy's knocked that down and does whatever he wants. I feel like taking the AV might gut the rest of the MA, because at least they've got region to take this thing a bit.
So, as you might know, my favourite streamer is Pyrian Flex, and I love watching Pyrian play the game, and I love listening to him complain about the game, because I love a good moan. But his biggest issue is that the game is unbalanced, and that like the makers of the game have like made no attempt to try to balance the game. But I kind of go back and forth about that, because it's again, it's simultaneously the worst and the best part of the game. Do you think it's fair to say that some of the teams are just objectively better than the others?
Well, I think there are a couple to like no one halflings. You know, they have some stuff going for it that's not good. But I don't feel that if you have a random league like this, the difference in teams matters so much that it makes the game fun.
Yeah.
I think it's different if you're playing, you know, a championship league and everyone's going for the same stats because there are these teams that are objectively better.
I mean, as much moaning as we've done about Necromantic, I mean, I haven't seen much, but I believe the last few, like the top teams, like for the championships, is like was won by a human team not too long ago. Skaven is consistently in the top.
I mean, I said it before, I do think that Necromantic are hindered by the fact that, you know, where's Skaven? Just do running game. Everyone's good at running game. Elves, everyone's good at running game. Humans have their best tools. There are some units on the Necros who just can't do the job. Your Flesh Golem is never going to do a running passing to werewolves are amazing units, but again,
They are decent runners as well. They've got so much movement speed.
I mean, werewolves are great. If you could have, you know, 4 werewolves, and you could have, you know, a werewolf in place of every
Listen,
six
don't say shit like 4 werewolves. That just almost made me vomit. I almost threw up when you said 4 werewolves.
Well, that's the thing. Well, if a wolf's in a bad situation, or it's surfed or something, suddenly you've got a real wolf in mind.
I think
that might be why the phrase.
what I think my issue with Necromantic is, it's not the werewolves, it's not the ghouls, it's the fact that you have werewolves and ghouls.
That's true.
If you gave them 4 ghouls, then they strike me as a perfectly balanced team, but then they're just undead. You give them 4 werewolves, they are hopelessly, unbalanced. I think if you take them as they are now, and then either you give the werewolves 7 AV, which I think is fair, or you remove the ghouls and you force them to take, an extra zombie or skeleton or something. I think that's fair.
It's probably all fine, but if he loses a touchdown, it's going to be here just to start on. He's going to be.
Oh, good
Clever
lord.
comedian. Truly, he was the best of us. Well, you know what they say.
So you see, this is what's supposed to happen when you hit 7 AV people. They're supposed to get injured, not like me.
Yeah.
Hitting the Wood Elves for 49 times and getting 2 stuns and 2 knockouts. Maybe 7 AV isn't a lie.
I think it's only not a lie when it's in other people's games. Sometimes it's always spectator.
Yeah,
7
yeah.
AV.
Oh,
Weakness.
It's a little short. Oh, no,
was that a needless GFI? Go on, Croxy, go on. I want to see a big blitz with the Croxy on. Kill the fucking... It's not fast enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Again, I
if he
feel like
makes
we
2
haven't given
GFIs, he can hit the...
consideration- Yeah. I feel like we haven't given sufficient consideration just fouling that werewolf now.
Oh, there you
Of
go.
course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Rolls a 1, and there goes the blitz.
The worst way to go. Not with a whimper.
So basically that's Snuffle saying, okay, Mardon, you have an outside chance of getting something out of this game. You know what?
No.
Fuck you. I feel like if there was a... Here comes the fire. Good. So this is
Hello?
appropriate. Kill. Dead werewolf.
5.
I feel like if there was a catchphrase for Blood Bowl, it should be Blood Bowl. Because fuck you. Blood Bowl. Fuck your dreams. Blood Bowl. Abandon all hope, ye who play this game. So that was a very, very, very easy win for Griff, and understandably, right midway. Actually, you know what? After the first block he threw of the whole game, it seemed like I couldn't see how he would lose.
Incredible match.
In the 4th game, I played against ShinobiShadow's Nerfle's Skullcrackers. This was a rough one. This was a very rough one for me. Oh god. I moan too much, but I only achieved 8 armor breaks. I at least managed to make 1 pass. Statistics wise, not much in the way of ball possession, but it's 2 teams that are not going to be, handling the ball very much at all. I did get 2 injuries out of it at least, so a little bit of SPP over there. And he got 3 injuries. 7, 11 to 10, so nice and even on the SPP. Dice rolls, let's see, for the Skullcrackers, pretty even. And pretty even there as well. Block dice, 25 skulls. No, I think there was 5 separate occasions where I rolled double skulls, if memory serves. Let me see if I can... There's the first one. So 2, 3. It's only 3. It felt like a lot more. Skullcrackers. Only 13. My 25. I get any attacker downs. He did not. 11 powers to my 15 powers, but it was those attacker downs that just fucking ruined me. All right, let's get into it, I suppose. Liking the look of that. And also on my Skaven team, I must have set some sort of record. I had a Storm Vermin that didn't get a single SPP in 10 games.
Yeah.
Go on, wild animal, you big fuck.
Oh no, he's a good bug, good lad.
Oh, good pushes, good pushes.
He does as he's told. Most of the time, but then normally
shit.
just rolls Normally just rolls pushes, unfortunately.
So I imagine for your bull centaurs, perfect. I imagine for your bull centaurs, the dream is to be able to give them plus agi, to give them some sort of ball handling.
Yeah, that's kind of because it's annoying because I have to kind of pick up on the hobgoblins and then try and give it to the centaurs who are really bad at receiving the ball as well.
That's a 30. You have to roll a 1 or a 2, I think, for them to receive. Can you mutate? Like, I think Big Hand gives you +1, but that's, you know, still not that great. Right, so starting my turn 2, and I'm already down a player. Awesome.
Well, we're equal, to be fair. I've got a KO.
Yeah, injury. Don't you dare try to out-self-pity me. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, here we go. Come on, injury number 2. Little hobgoblin. What's up, Super?
They are the weakness of this team.
That's what was so frustrating last night against those wood elves. I'm like, awesome, he's got an entire team of 7 AVs. Let me just kick the shit out of them. But no, it put you into goat stew.
Oh,
Game.
that.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
Oh.
Jeez. I'm trying to do something crazy. Nah. I fucking hate this game. I hate this game so much. God. Nothing but 1 dies. One die with block disadvantage. This is going to go well. That's about right. That's
Both the same outcome, to be fair.
So I've been thinking about how I could possibly win this game all week, and I came to the conclusion that I have to make those blocks. I have to try. I mean, this is what's so fucking disappointing. I got no advantages. That's why I hate Chaos so much. Like, they will be a good team in 600 TV's time, but right now they're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Keep going for it to get there. Stay there.
Level 1.
50% chance.
Okay, it's time for me to go into crazy shit mode.
I don't like the sound of that. Hey, you.
That's a high ball, Jim. I hope they placed a receiver on Morse to catch it.
Don't tell me you fucking... What? There we go. You see, when shit starts going crazy, you just gotta start taking the insane, implausible... Let's look at this.
You needed a 6+.
Yeah, I rolled the 6 for the throw, success. No, wait, hang on, so...
Yeah, you need
a 6 to dodge away, then I rolled the 3+1 for the pickup to do that. Then I rolled a 6 for the throw, which it had to be. And then the 4+ for the catch, you see?
I got a 5 on the intercept, so close to intercepting it. Well, that's helpful.
Well, it's not impossible. I mean, you've got 1 hit on him and no reroll, so...
Put pressure on the ball. And
Well, I got 1 SPP out of that, so hooray!
Yeah.
To the ball carrier. You can block. And if that doesn't work, stab him in the face.
My only hope is that you don't manage to knock him down here. And I still got to make dodges and going for it. And there it is, easy. He gets a second chance at it. Lloggiczz, don't be stupid, dude. You could beat me with your fucking eyes closed with that rat team of yours. Actually, funny enough, out of all of the teams I could play against, I might maybe you're right, Lloggiczz, because I mean, I've got 2 tackle goats that I could at least hit your gutter runners. But Lloggiczz, you're at the top of the table, I'm at the bottom. It won't put us together again. I hope not. I don't take any non-essential blocks. And this is where it all goes wrong for me. This is going to be the... It was at that moment Stobbie knew. He fucked up. Yeah, pow, you motherfucker!
Is it?
Oh yes, come on, injury. Yeah! That's Mighty Blow doing its thing.
No one turned that. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to go for it. Well, even that's assuming I pick up the ball, which is not an assumption I should ever make. Okay, come on, here we go. Oh, you fucking get the fire going, lads. We're making goat stew. It's goat stew. Turn him into a fucking pie.
Oh. Okay. Yikes.
Could this be it? Could this be it?
Not sure I have any way of getting over there.
It's only your hobgoblin who's got a chance, really.
God, I don't want to lose this one though.
Oh, you fucking a-hole.
Oh yeah, he has block.
Yep.
Oh,
Take
that's
him
no
down.
longer dodge.
Take him
No one
down.
has to
Take
dodge.
him down by a hobgoblin. Oh, ignominy.
Oh yeah, that does the fucking.
Yeah, and you got no reroll. Come on. I know super, but I've only got 4 turns left. I know it's going to happen. I'm going to have to end up trying to score with the Journeyman, and then he'll get MVP and level up, but then I won't be able to afford to actually buy him. Which is second only to the classic dead player gets MVP. Yes! Clutch! Oof.
Not what I needed.
Come on, this is the most important tackle of your life. Crack Reeg, the Minotaur. This is it. It's your moment. Tackle him. Tackle him or get turned into steak. Oof. This is tense. Oh!
No, no. Done what I could. I was actually thinking I might have thought it.
Just trying to think. What do I do when that fails? The operative word being when, because it's guaranteed to fail.
Players around to assist their team.
Go on. Death to Texan Brainbreaker with his block
Oh.
That is the fifth, counted, fifth
And an
double
injury.
skulls. Fifth double skulls I've rolled.
Wow. that was
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Pretty much exactly what I needed.
5 double skulls.
Right, I need this tackle. And no one can get over there, really.
It's a safe feet thing. What a reroll.
2 going for it.
It's called sure feet. Sure feet.
But it's I go for that and maybe make this tackle easier, but the chance of failing.
For the extra dice, I like if it wasn't for the sure feet, I wouldn't go for it. But with sure feet, if it was me, I'd go for it. Just remember to go one at a time, because if you more than one GFI, it auto fails in my experience. Oh, you fucker! Oh, come on.
Nice.
Fuck, this game hates me so much. I think I used up all of my luck in the first few games.
Alright. Just needing to pick it up. That's all I need.
Little fucker. Oh, you little piece of shit.
Just go and take it over there.
No, you motherfucker. Go on, be a man, do it. Hand it off to one of the centaurs. Do it. Do it. Yes, do it. Race the dark
She's
side.
been influencing you.
Do it.
Fuck it, why? Come on. Go on. Ah.
It was almost the big time players make big time plays.
God, what an interesting game.
You say interesting, but I think you mean fucking terrible. Yep, there you go. That's only right. That's perfect.
That sums it up.
That just sums up my entire game. Holy shit, this is going to be a long highlights package. Jesus Christ. Well, Shinobi, that was the worst game I've ever played. That was horrible. Thanks for that. Jesus
The
Christ.
draw though, you didn't lose. So.
Yeah, and I got multiple injuries. Fucking hell. I've never seen so many skulls and ones. Unreal. Fucking unreal. God, that was horrible.
5-2-2-2.
Okay, so on to game 5, which we had TheExile's Orc against Dolmar's short legs, long other things. This is pretty much as you might expect with an Orc Dwarf matchup. I might have expected probably actually even armor breaks because the armor is about the same. Just the one touchdown. Ball possession is pretty even. Look at that, 71 blocks succeeded. That is a lot. 4 injuries inflicted. Oof. Only 1 inflicted by the Orcs with almost comparable amounts of blocks succeeded. SPP just 10 for the Orcs and 9, 11, 13 for the Dwarves. So even though the orcs get the win, the dwarves get the SPP bonus out of that. Dice rolls on the D6 for the orcs. Armor broke quite a lot. 72% is quite a high failure rate. Or 29, I mean. 20, 28. Numbers are hard. Going for it, 71, that's really low. That's terrible. Really stupid is not too bad. 29 ones, that's all pretty even. Dwarves.
Always jump.
Injury rolls was really good for him.
Refreshing
Armor
glass
rolls,
of blood
really,
vapor.
actually quite bad for him, considering they're all 9 AV. It must have been the Troll Slayers getting hit quite a lot. Going for it, that's terrible, but he only tried it 3 times. And also fairly even dice rolls. Block dice. The dwarves, pretty good. Only 16 attacker downs. Did any of them result in attacker downs? You had to reroll 1 there. 1 attacker down there, that must have been towards the end. Whereas for the orcs, 17 attacker downs, not bad. A lot of pushes. A lot of pushes and a lot of both downs. Some of these both downs could have actually been quite bad for him if they were the Black Orcs doing it. The Black Orcs don't have block. Not seeing a lot of powers and defender downs. Okay, looks like an interesting one. Let's get into it. Right, so we're joining the action on turn 1 of the orcs. Ball gets knocked out. Oh, that was off the kickoff. And see, so the dwarves get to attack first. The first thing I notice is that the golden has been left in blitz range. Yeah. I hate to see that. But I mean, if you're the dwarves, that is 100% the right way to do it. At any point, if that little goblin is in blitz range, it has to get blitzed. It's the best chance that the dwarves have of getting anything off the field. All the other pieces, aside from the thrower, all have 9 armor. Gets the power right away. Fucking dwarves, man.
Let's start as we mean to go on.
And had to use his Apo on turn. Hasn't even had his turn yet. Good lord. Flashes of Necromantic versus the Lizards here. 1 injury, 1 death before you even get to take your turn. Fucking Blood Bowl sometimes, man. So, turn 5 of the dwarves. Defending mightily, but they've also managed to knock out a Blitzer and a Black Orc. The Exile's been very unlucky with his Black Orcs. I mean, he's got 2 of them permanently injured. That one with a 3 movement, that's my doing from the first game. I smashed that Black Orc's hip. And the other one, I think, has lower armor value. Nice! Get shot on, you dwarf bastard. Was that no long-term effect? Damn. I was hoping for permanent injury because I expect to be playing against the dwarves in the next round, in round 6. The orcs have to try to grind up the picture and get all these dwarves away, but it's so hard when you add a numbers disadvantage against these things. They all hit so fucking hard. He's got 1, 2, he's 3 players down. Coffee. Good. Nom, nom, nom. That was a good push. And another push. Okay, so that ball is contested still by the thrower, orc thrower.
One of them should hit harder next
This looks like the stodgy, hot, no movement type of engagement you might expect from dwarves and orcs. Oh, pushes. Let's see how this develops. Right, so we rejoin the action on turn 10. Notable for the orcs is that They can't make go for it, but their 3 knocked out lads all made it back onto the field. This looks good here for the Exile. He's got his thrower out ahead. That obviously must have been why he went for the go for it, because he's trying to put space between himself and these lads here. Dwarves now starting off with a few non-essential blocks that aren't going to help them contest the balls. That's always interesting. These troll slayers, man. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to make a go for it, and fails to go for it. Is there a reroll? There is a reroll.
They're attacking the ball carrier.
Oh, and take it down.
Watching the same.
So we saw that the dwarves had, I think it was only 1 attacker down, but it was at that crucial moment. That's almost always the case. You get 1 attacker down, and it's at the moment that costs you a touchdown. That's so disappointing for the dwarves. Go on, orcs! I've got a soft spot for orcs. I love orcs. My second favorite team, I'd say. Favorite being good old humans. Good at nothing, terrible at nothing. Look at that troll. That's a level 3 troll. He's got guard and block. That's probably one of the scariest big guys in the whole league. I mean, true, he is really stupid though, so instead of just slightly stupid. Good KO. I'm trying to think of the other scary big guys in the league. You've got a couple of trees. There's a tree that's got grab that isn't too bad. ShinobiShadow's Chaos Minotaur has Juggernaut, which isn't too bad. And I think the Rat Ogre might have Juggernaut as well. But guard and block on a big guy is a great combination. Oh! Like at this point, I imagine that the Exile is thinking he can't hope to run the ball around and avoid and run the clock down because his lads are getting knocked out so quickly. And remember, friends, when you're playing with orcs, 9 AV is a lie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is safe though for another turn or 2. A lot of pushes. Look, there's an 8 AV blitzer there. Okay, he could be a target for future games, but then again, he does have blodge and thick skull, so not easy to injure him again. Javier Slam. Both down. Fair enough. I'll tell you what, this whole league is really hotting up, and the tournament phase is going to be quite interesting because there's a couple of matchups now with top of the league teams who don't actually necessarily have the skills to deal with some of the teams that are surging. Specifically, I'm thinking of Lloggiczz at the top of the table with his rat team. He was sitting pretty just a round or 2 ago, but now with the Amazons challenging for first place, the Rats already went down to the Amazons in this round, as we saw, and if he has to play them again in the playoffs, that's going to be really hard because he doesn't have any tackle on his Rats. Doesn't have block either, so the Amazons are really starting to look good now. Well done, Greenskins. Right, so it's turn 14. The Dwarves are trying to drive. They've only got 3 turns left, so they have to sprint one of these lads up the field. Does he only have the 1 runner? Oh, and that's I think that's the second injury I was talking about in the Black Orc. Yep, 1 AV reduction for the Black Orc. God, Exile has been so unlucky with his armor rolls, with injury rolls, I should say. Once you got a Blackbeard, you've got Blitzer. This is really, really hard for the Dwarves to score from here. Look at the injuries. We know there was one more injury inflicted though. Just skip ahead to the dwarf's turn. That was the injury of the Black Hawk. Yep. There's only 2 turns, 1 turn after this, he can't score. Unfortunate. One of these two would have had to make a break for it. And even then, I don't think it would have been possible. His blitzer might have had a chance. His blitzer was there, and he had 5 plus 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. He would have had to make 2 go for it plus 1 go for it.
Unity is strength.
More pushes. Oh, kill the Troll Slayer. Kill him! Death to the Troll Slayer! Nope. Yes, more death. So, I mean, what could Dolmar have hoped to have achieved out of this final turn of his? I suppose he could try to go for a pass, but even then it's really hard.
Got the advantage, but there is no sure.
Had it been me, I would have tried to push this guy away and then just complete the pass there. All these other blocks here are super risky and low percentage. It's going for it for some reason. We can't score. Oh, God, these Black Hawks are having a tough tournament. Oh, good game. Well played, boys. Well played. Another nice win for TheExile, who was sitting at the bottom of the table after the first game or two, but has surged up into 4th place. I think I played him in the first game, and I managed to beat him. And since then, our fortunes have reversed entirely, and now I'm fighting relegation, and he's right up there, sitting pretty. I'm pretty sure his place in the playoffs is guaranteed. So I think it's most likely to be me against Dolmar in round 6. So it's going to be a bottom of the table fight for relegation. But this was a good game. Well played, lads. Well played. And the final game of round 5 was a bottom of the table clash between Freedom's Proto Molecule and William Slayer's CX Smashers. As you might expect, the CX Smashers got more of the armor breaks. They do actually manage to get 2 touchdowns and a pass though, so that must be pretty good for the SPP. Look at that. 13, 15, 18 SPP, 8, 9, 12, 16, 18, 21. Pretty good SPP for both teams. That's a 5 of 6 on the blitzer and 8 of 6 on the runner. 3 touchdowns though. Possession pretty much favoring the Skaven lads. Underworld lads, I should say. Dice rolls for Proto Molecule. Wow, the armor broke a lot, but then again, he does have a lot of 7 AV lads, so that kind of makes sense. Injury failure, 80%. I don't know if that's good or not. I suppose that's pretty good, 80%. Dodge is really low. He failed his dodges a lot. That's terrible for him. Wake up is terrible. Catch attempts is terrible. Passes are terrible. Pickups terrible. Looks like a pretty rough game for Proto Molecule. CX Smashers, armor breaks, not great. Well, actually, for a 7 AV team, anything 60%, I believe, is a chance to break 7 AV, so that's about right. Pass, terrible. Wake up after KO, terrible. Casualty, terrible. Dice rolls look even. A lot of 1s, though, for Proto Molecule. Wow. Block dice, 15 attacker downs. How many resulted? An attacker down. None for Proto Molecule. CX Smashers, 16 attacker downs. He has less reroll, so we can expect to see more attacker downs here. A lot of POWs and attacker and defender downs. There's one there. How many rerolls? 1, 2 rerolls. That just shows you that, as you might expect, with the lack of rerolls for the Barbarians, he had to use, it looks like, both of his rerolls on throwing block dice. That's something that I'm struggling with a lot of my chaos. And I think as a general principle of Blood Bowl, if you're having to spend your rerolls on rerolling dice, if you're spending your rerolls on not ball handling actions, it's not going well for you. See how the game went. Right, so we join the action on turn 2 of the CX Smashers. The first thing to note is that the Warp Troll has Tentacle. That's going to be really hard to get away from him, but they have managed to knock him down. Big Blitz trying to break into the cage. Just a push. It's a pity for him he didn't have any of his Berserkers available to make that attack into the cage. With the Berserker, I mean, fine, he might have found himself throwing unfavorable dice, but could have pushed further into the cage. And a knockout on the troll with a foul, no less. Very ballsy play from the new guy, William. I like that. I would never have thought to do that. And a good bit of tackle.
Man's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
Do we have replacements for the Barbarians? We don't. I mean, William started this tournament with 2 replacements, and they've either died or he's fired them. I don't see his replacements anywhere. Right, Barbarians pushing into the cage. Nice big blitz onto the Skaven thrower, who has block, by the way. Oh, nice bit of luck there for the Barbarians. Norsemen. We're going to stop calling them Barbarians. They are Norsemen. And particularly the presence of this runner here blocking the Skaven blitzer looks good for them. That blitzer is the biggest threat of getting the ball back, but you can't really. I mean, there's quite a cage built around it here. And the rats are just 1 player down. Nice block doing its thing. Go. Zoop. Oh god, that's unlucky. Oh, that's rotten for William. Having to burn the reroll and not getting the right result. This looks very good for the Barbarians. Norseman, Stobbie, Norseman, you tit. This should be a simple blitz there, and then he's free. Pow gets it, nice. Another pow. Go on, mate, run it in. And that's one of his main linemen. It's not his journeyman lineman. Oh, he has to go for it. I think that probably was the right thing to do, going for it there. Well done, William. Nice, he scored. The rookie of the league asserting some dominance here. Well played. Right, turn 6. Norsemen charging again. I'll note that the troll didn't wake up. And one lineman is still having sleepy time. Big power here. Oh, this looks good. Oh, ouchie. Another 2 SPP for that lineman. That gets him up to 4. William's not afraid to throw go for it, so I like that. He's just like, fuck it, I'm going for it. This looks good too. Plenty of players supporting. How do you defend here and get hands back on the ball? Most of his players are tied up. You can dodge away there, but then that still is a contested ball pickup. That's hard. And then if that fails, I suppose, yes, you would blitz there. Nicely done. This is textbook. Gets the power 2. Follow up. Gets up 1 step closer to the ball. Very nice. Pick it up. Only downside is he can't offload the ball because he's blitzed. And now he doesn't have much support. Oh, nice. Injuries abound now on turn 7. No long-term effect. And Apo'd. Interesting decision to Apo. I think watching you guys play, I'm learning that I'm far too parsimonious with my APO. I tend to hold on to my APO. I mean, even if people get missed next game, I tend to not use it. As long as there's no permanent effect, I tend to use my APO only if I'm stopping someone from getting permanently injured or from getting killed. Because I've been so traumatized in the past where I'll use the APO for someone who's just knocked out or no long-term effect, and then the very next block that gets thrown kills like my most valuable player. Then there's no APO available. But hey, that's the risk you take, so... Oof. Oh, these rats are getting knocked out a lot. Yeah, let's see how this resolves in a touchdown. Let's skip forward a bit. Right, so it's turn 8. Proto-Molecule has players in scoring position, but he does need to dodge away his thrower, which doesn't work. Does have the reroll, which is nice. Does he make a long pass? It looks like he kind of has to. That's the pass, and then there's a handoff. If he can just get it to his little goblin, he can get a touchdown here. The pass is good. He doesn't have a reroll though. Handoff, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 go for it and does it. Very nicely done. It's always so nice to see that full course of events where it's handoff into throw into touchdown or throw into handoff into touchdown. It's amazing how much of the pitch you can cover if you have players uncontested in the right places. Very nicely done. Great equalizer. Okay, it's turn 10 for Proto-Molecule. There's been some preliminary bashing on the line, but the Skaven have been able to break on the right flank. They keep throwing go for it, which I suppose that would have made sense if that's the go for it that then puts him out of range of these lads. 6 movement. That was very much the correct decision to have the go for it there and spend the reroll. I'll note that this troll has spent most of the game on his ass knocked out or sleeping on the side of the field. Oh, go for it and dodge is not working. Rough. I find myself rooting for William Slayer though as the rookie in the league. This looks very hard though. It is always the challenge against some of the more running focused teams where you want to make sure you can cover your backline to stop this from happening. But when you leave players back to cover the backline, you then weaken your frontline ability to make blocks. Escape from thrower. Just a KO. Okay, so it looks like it just gets run in now on the next turn. He has to blitz to actually get the player away, but that's easy enough. All he needed there was a push. Small detail. Could have stood his goblin up first in case it failed, but legit touchdown. Very nice. Turn 14. Norsemen are pushing forward. This looks good. He's got a player in scoring position. And got another injury. Good lord. I would point out though that 4 of the 5 knockouts for the Underworld Denizens did come back. But still, 1, 2, 3 off the field. 3 off the field. So actually even. Oh, God. How many injuries is that now? That's 2 injuries. Tentacle does its thing. The sound effect for Tentacle is fucking disgusting. Disgusting. This looks fairly good. That was actually an unnecessarily long throw, but if it works for him, legit. Did he have a reroll to cover that throw? Awesome equalizer, William. Well done. I was expecting him to maybe hand off to a closer player or to make the short pass to the player that he threw over. and then either scored on the next turn or just handed off that turn. But there's little details in the mathematics that I'm very weak at because I'm so bad at maths. Like, would it be safer to make less riskier dice than more less risky dice? Because I think there it would have been a 3+ on the throw with a 3+ on the catch, whereas if he made a short pass, it would have been a 2+ on the throw and a 3+ on the catch. But then he's got to make another 3+ on the catch for the handoff. And he had no reroll. My intuition tells me that the course that he chose was the safer one. Yeah, because it would have been one less 3+ dice roll. So this is going to be interesting. We know how it ends, and I think we know that Proto Molecule ends up getting a 2-turn touchdown. So this is going to be heck of interesting to see how he pulls it off. We'll watch the last 3 turns here. Why wouldn't he choose the thrower to get his hands on the ball? Interesting. Wonder if that was a misclick, perhaps. Pushes. I like that he's got his troll more to the side of the pitch. I've started shying away from keeping my big guy in the center of the pitch, and from early on just putting him to one side of the pitch, because like if I know that I want to, no way, does he pull this off? No way he doesn't. That's awesome. It's a throw with a go for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so legit. That is so legit. I keep forgetting that you can throw the little buggers. That's awesome. Nicely done, Proto Molecule. Well done. Like, I mean, I wanted William Slayer to get a win, but you can't be mad at that. That was, excuse me, angry, not mad, angry. You can't be angry at that. So we see that it ends 3-2. What a hell of a game. Lots of touchdowns. And right at the second last turn, we managed to throw a goblin for a 1-turn touchdown. Nicely done. Well done, boys. Well done.